What if one injury changed everything, not just for a champion, but for an entire tennis legacy? Welcome to Tennis Desk, your go-to place for the latest tennis drama, updates, and behind-the-scenes stories shaping the game right now. The tennis world barely had time to process what happened to Carlos Alcaraz, and suddenly, a new name from the same family started making noise. And yes, it's his younger brother. Let's rewind for a second, because the timeline here is intense. Just days before the chaos in Barcelona, Alcaraz had already been through a grueling battle at the Monte Carlo Masters. It wasn't just another tournament, it was a physically and emotionally draining run that pushed him to his limits. By the time he stepped off that court, you could tell, something wasn't quite right. But here's where things get even more dramatic. Less than 48 hours later, while most players would still be recovering, Alcaraz showed up at the Barcelona Open. No long rest. No reset. Just straight back into competition. That decision alone had fans divided. Was it brave, or risky? His first match? Against Otto Virtanen. On paper, it looked like a routine win, and for a while, it was. Alcaraz controlled the match with authority, taking the first set 6-4 and dominating the second 6-2. But something happened midway through that first set. At 4-4, cameras caught a subtle shift. Alcaraz didn't look comfortable anymore. His movement slowed. His shots lost a bit of sharpness. And then, he called for a medical timeout. That's when the concern really kicked in. Reports quickly spread that he was dealing with discomfort in his right wrist and forearm. For a player whose explosive game relies heavily on power and precision, that's not just a minor issue. That's a red flag. Now here's the part that had fans on edge. He didn't stop. Despite the pain, despite the warning signs, Alcaraz pushed through and finished the match. And yes, he won. But at what cost? After the match, he spent time with his physio. There were discussions, assessments, quiet conversations behind closed doors. And then came the announcement that changed everything. Carlos Alcaraz withdrew from the rest of the tournament. Just like that. No dramatic farewell. No final match. Just a sudden exit that left fans worried, and asking questions. Was this avoidable? Did he push too hard, too soon? Even Alcaraz himself had hinted at the pressure. In earlier interviews, he admitted how tight his schedule had been. Imagine finishing a high-stakes tournament and jumping into another one almost immediately, different courts, different conditions, no time to recover. He even said they were trying to stay calm and manage things carefully. But sometimes, the body makes the final decision. Now here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. While one Alcaraz was stepping away from the spotlight, another was stepping into it. Meet Jaime Alcaraz. At just a young age, Jaime is already showing signs that the Alcaraz name isn't going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, right around the time Carlos was dealing with injury concerns in Barcelona, Jaime was quietly making a statement of his own. He reached the final of the 2026 TDC series in Murcia. No massive headlines. No global spotlight. Just pure performance. And if you've been following his journey, this isn't entirely surprising. Back in 2023, Jaime had already caught attention by winning a Rafa Nadal Tour event in Madrid in the U12 category. That victory wasn't just a trophy, it was a signal. A signal that talent runs deep in this family. Now, with his recent run to the final in Murcia, that signal is getting louder. So here's a question for you. Are we witnessing the beginning of another tennis star, from the same household? Because if there's one thing we've learned in sports, it's that greatness often inspires greatness. Back to Carlos for a moment. His withdrawal from Barcelona isn't just about one tournament. It raises bigger concerns about the road ahead. Next on his schedule, the Madrid Open, followed by the Italian Open, and then the ultimate challenge, defending his title at the French Open. That's not just a schedule. That's a gauntlet. And the question now is simple, but serious. Will he be ready? Because clay season isn't forgiving. It demands endurance, patience, and physical strength. And any weakness, especially in the wrist or forearm, can quickly become a major issue. Fans are split. Some believe this is just a precaution, a smart move to avoid something worse. Others worry it's the beginning of a bigger problem. And honestly, both sides might have a point. But here's something worth thinking about. Alcaraz is still young. His career is still unfolding. And moments like this, injuries, setbacks, tough decisions, these are the moments that shape champions. It's not just about how you win. It's about how you respond when things go wrong. And maybe, just maybe, this pause is exactly what he needs. Meanwhile, in the background, Jaime continues his rise, quietly, steadily, without the pressure of global expectations. For now. But let's be real, that won't last forever. Because when your last name is Alcaraz, the spotlight eventually finds you. So what do you think? Did Carlos make the right call by playing through the pain in Barcelona? Or should he have stepped back earlier? And more importantly, are you excited to see what Jaime Alcaraz can become in the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your take on this unfolding story. Because one thing is certain. The Alcaraz story is far from over. It might just be entering a whole new chapter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. See you in the next one.